You ever notice how some guys just walk into a room and something shifts? Like nobody announced him. He didn't say anything wild, he didn't flex, didn't perform, didn't try. But somehow everyone, including her, felt him enter. And you're standing there thinking, bro, what does he have that I don't? I'll tell you exactly what it is. And it's not looks, it's not height, it's not money. It's one thing, he's unbothered. And before you think that means cold or distant or playing games, no, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a man who is so settled in himself that nothing external rattles him. Not her hot and cold behavior, not her taking 3 hours to reply. Not the awkward silence, not the uncertainty. He moves through all of it like water around a rock, and here's the wild part. That energy, that calm, grounded, I know who I am energy, is one of the most attractive things a man can project. Full stop. Women don't always know how to explain why they're drawn to a certain guy, but 9 times out of 10, if you really break it down, it comes back to this. He wasn't chasing, he wasn't performing, he was just there, solid, real. So in this video, I'm breaking down 7 reasons why unbothered men are irresistible, and more importantly, how you can actually build that energy in your real life. Not fake it, build it. Let's get into it. Number 1. Calm energy feels like safety, and safety is addictive. Here's something most guys don't understand. Women aren't just looking for attraction, they're looking for a feeling. And one of the deepest feelings a woman wants around a man is safety. Not safety like bodyguard safety, safety like I can be myself here. This guy isn't going to spiral if I say the wrong thing. This guy isn't going to make every little moment dramatic. When you're calm, when your energy is low and steady instead of reactive and nervous, she relaxes. And when she relaxes around you, she starts associating you with comfort. And comfort becomes something she wants more of. It becomes something she seeks out. That's not logic, that's biology. Her nervous system is literally drawn to your regulated nervous system. The guy who freaks out when she doesn't text back fast, who gets visibly rattled when plans change, who overreacts to small things, that guy creates anxiety. And anxiety doesn't feel like attraction, it feels like work. So start here. Work on your calm, not performance calm. Real calm. Breathe slower, react slower, let things land before you respond. That alone will change how people feel around you. Number 2. She can't get under your skin, and that drives her crazy. Here's the truth about attraction. It's not built through predictability. It's built through a little bit of uncertainty, not toxic games, not disappearing, not being cruel, but the natural uncertainty of, I can't fully read him yet. When you're unbothered, you become harder to predict emotionally. She tests your energy. Maybe not consciously, but she does. She says something a little provocative. She goes a little quiet. She acts slightly distant. And most guys, they immediately react. They panic. They start chasing. They double text. They ask, you okay? Did I do something wrong? But the unbothered man, he doesn't take the bait. Not because he doesn't care, but because he's not defined by her mood. He stays consistent. He keeps his energy steady. And that consistency, that refusal to spiral, makes her feel like she hasn't fully unlocked him yet. And bro, nothing is more compelling than something you haven't fully figured out. Stay solid. Let her come to you. Number 3. You stop performing, and she finally sees the real you. Pay attention to this one because it's something guys don't talk about enough. Most men, when they're around a girl they like, switch into performance mode. They become funnier, louder, more energetic. They try harder to be interesting, they talk more, they laugh more, they're basically putting on a show. And here's the problem with that. She can feel it. She doesn't always know what it is, but something feels slightly off. Like there's a gap between who you're presenting and who you actually are. And that gap creates doubt. It creates a quiet feeling of, I don't fully trust this. The unbothered man doesn't perform. He shows up the same whether he's talking to her or talking to his boys or grabbing a coffee alone. The same tone, the same energy, the same level of effort. And that consistency is incredibly attractive because it tells her, what you see is what you get. There's no mask. And trust is the foundation of real attraction. When she trusts that you're real, she can actually let herself fall. Number 4. You have a life, and that life doesn't revolve around her. This is the one most guys need to hear at volume. If your whole mood depends on whether she texted back, you've already lost. Not because she's cruel, because you've handed her a level of power over your emotional state that nobody should have, especially someone you've just started talking to. The unbothered man has a life. A real one. He's got things he's working on, goals he's chasing, a routine he actually values, friends he actually shows up for, and when a girl comes into his world, she's a welcome addition, not the entire point. This changes everything. When you're not hovering, not overavailable, not treating every conversation like your whole week depends on it, she notices. She starts to wonder what you're doing. She starts to want your attention because your attention isn't infinite and cheap. It's limited and worth something. Your busy life isn't an obstacle to attraction, it is the attraction. A man with direction is magnetic, remember that? Number 5. You don't need her validation, and that makes her want to give it to you. Here's the weird psychology of this. When you desperately need someone's approval, you rarely get it. But when you're genuinely okay either way, when your confidence doesn't depend on her reaction, suddenly she wants to impress you. Most guys compliment too much, agree with everything, laugh at every joke, shrink themselves down to make her feel comfortable, and those guys end up in the friend zone wondering what went wrong. Not because they were too nice, because they made her feel like the prize and themselves like the audience. Flip that. Not by being arrogant, not by being dismissive, but by simply being grounded in your own worth. Have opinions, disagree sometimes. Don't jump to validate her on everything. Let her earn your genuine interest the same way you're earning hers. That energy, the guy who isn't performing for approval, is rare. And rare things are valuable, and valuable things she wants. Number 6. You handle rejection without falling apart, and that is quietly the most attractive thing she will ever see. This one is underrated. Seriously, the way a man handles rejection or disinterest tells a woman more about his character than almost anything else. Most guys crumble. They get defensive, they get weird, they turn cold and hostile, or they completely spiral asking, "Why? What did I do? Give me another chance." All of that makes her glad she said no, because it confirms she made the right call. But the unbothered man, he takes it clean. No drama, no bitterness. He smiles, says no worries, and keeps moving. And here's the irony, sometimes that response alone makes her second-guess herself. Because the guy who can handle a no without losing his dignity is the guy who didn't need a yes in the first place. And that self-respect is deeply attractive, even to the girl who just rejected him. Handle the no with grace, every single time. Your reputation is built in those moments. Number 7. And this is the most important one. You're not trying to attract her. You're just being fully yourself. And that is the whole thing. Everything we've talked about comes back to this. The calm, the consistency, the lack of performance, the grounded energy. None of it is a strategy. It's not a trick. It's the result of a man who has done the internal work, who knows who he is, who isn't running from himself or trying to be someone else to get approval. The most irresistible version of you isn't a cooler, smoother, better-looking version of you. It's the most honest version of you, fully present, fully comfortable, fully okay with who he is. When you stop trying to attract her and just focus on being that man, the one with purpose, with calm, with standards, with a life, something shifts. You stop chasing and start drawing. You stop performing and start connecting. You stop being desperate for the outcome and start enjoying the process. And women feel that shift. They can't always name it. They just know there's something different about this one. Something solid. Something real. And real, bro, is the rarest thing out here. So here's your challenge. Pick one thing from this video, just one, and start building it today. Not for her, for you, because that's the whole foundation of everything we talked about. The man who builds himself for himself is the man everyone else wants to be around. Drop a comment and tell me, which one of these is hardest for you right now? The no reaction thing? The validation thing? Be honest, because I guarantee half the comments will be the same answer, and there's no shame in that. That's why we're here.